Hello, friends. Hi, everyone. Welcome. We are getting so excited to chat tonight about Batman. Of course, had to dress the part, of course. Really looking forward to chatting with you about this episode. It was so much fun. A dream opportunity to get to do a Batman challenge with the real Lego Batman as the host. So really fun and super excited to share with y'all. My weekend was great. It's been lots of fun. Philip got home from his work trip. He had a last minute work trip Wednesday through Friday. So I think I talked about it last week about how he had just gotten home. Well, he had to go back again, but that's okay. Came back Friday and we had a wonderful time together. Actually, Friday was our 11th anniversary, which is so much fun. So we got legally married the day that it became legal in the United States. So that was on June 26th. And that was our first of two weddings, or marriages, I suppose. We actually still were planning a wedding for later in the year and had both. So we had a lot of fun celebrating our anniversary, celebrating the anniversary of marriage equality, went to some pride things, which is a lot of fun. And yeah, it's been really great, but also kind of tiring. So a lot going on over here. But very excited to chat with y'all today about episode 6. I just finished watching it. I'm also, as always, a little bit behind or like right up to the last minute. Hi, Bev. Hi, Missy. Thank you. Thank you so much. You're so sweet. We really had a wonderful time. And I was so glad that Philip was able to come home on the actual day of our anniversary. So I am going to, without further ado, invite my buddy John in.
Hello! Justin!
Oh, you're ridiculous, and I love it.
I am ridiculous. And
yes.
Funny story, everybody. We just logged on, so we haven't seen each other, and I'm so glad we're not wearing the same thing.
I know, same. I was actually thinking, like, oh, which one can I pick that I think is less likely for you to have?
We didn't coordinate. We didn't coordinate.
No. Yeah.
We did it at all.
Good stuff. I'm gonna put you full screen so that we can see your shirt. Whoops, that's putting me full screen. Let me.
This is a Target special.
Oh hey, yeah.
I know, right? I know. We have a little Joker versus Batman face off though, but I do love the colors. And then I was like, I could layer it, and I'm like, but then you would just see like Tim, and it's like, no, that wouldn't be cute.
Yeah.
But I do like the fact that like Batman is like it's like Bruce is just chilling right there. So.
Right there, yes, yeah.
I do like that though. So, and I love this classic Batman. You went classic Batman today. I love it.
All about the 1989. That was the one I remember when we were. And we'll get to talking more about this, but I remember when we were talking about like which Batman we think of most and first for Batman. For me, it was 1989 Batman because I grew up watching and rewatching that one, and I think that was the same for you, right?
I loved Adam West's Batman.
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Oh, of course. But I love that. I love like the throwback, and so I was most excited about that. But we can
for sure
more.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
Talking about all of that.
Of course. Yes. Yeah. Hey, Mayo, welcome. Mayo is it's like 5 a.m. there, I think. So,
oh my gosh.
Super late or super early, but always fun to get to see you. So thanks for
Justin, joining. What'd you do this weekend?
Yeah. So on Friday night, Philip got home Friday from New York. So he had to go back Wednesday through Friday, which was super cool. He's got this amazing opportunity with work where he's doing some stuff with the World Cup, which is really fun. Yeah. But yeah, he got back late Friday night. That was actually our marriage equality anniversary because we got married that day as well. So we I picked him up from the airport Friday. We actually did more like celebration on Saturday. Went to some pride things, which is a lot of fun. There's a pride picnic on Saturday.
Nice.
We saw, what movie did we see? Oh, we saw the He-Man, the Masters of the Universe movie.
Oh, was it good?
It was silly. It was very
silly and good. That's all I need to hear.
Yeah. That's all it needed to be. Like it was everything it needed to be.
Yes.
For sure. Yeah. What did you do for your?
I know. What did I do? I know. It was my birthday on Saturday.
Yay!
So, yay! I know. I turned 21. I got to have my first sip of alcohol. I became an adult. I know.
Yeah.
I was just really proud of myself. I've really just grown. I actually flew down to Florida to go see my parents. They live there in Jacksonville. So I get to spend the weekend with them, which was actually a lot of fun. And on Friday and Saturday, we played a lot of golf. Golf is my parents' love language. So I played 18 on Friday and 18 on Saturday with them. And then my youngest sister, her 2 kids and her husband, they all live there about 5 minutes away from my parents. So I got to see them. And then my 2 nephews, they weren't invited to a Super Bowl party from earlier this year. So Nana and Papa are like kind of like on their list. Like, so whenever Nana and Papa have a party, they get really like, well, were we invited? And when Uncle John was coming to town and like, oh, we're going to have a little party. And Jackson was just like, well, we're invited, right, Nana? We're going to Uncle John's party, right? But it was just a couple of us. They did make me, oh my gosh, I don't have it because it's in the other room, but they made me, my sister made me John Lego hat, but it was like I posted it on my Instagram, which was like this really, really cute hat, a party hat that had a Lego print and my name in letters, and we all wore them, and it was so cute. Nice. But the boys had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. And it was a really good birthday. It was nice to be with family over the weekend. So
good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it was good. And then I'm back to the rhythm of you know, the work week, you know?
It's so, jump right in, right? Yeah.
But I'm good to take a pause and to talk about Batman, because I regardless of what happens in the next hour that we talk about it, this was so much of one of the coolest episodes. So I think both of us were really, really excited to be a part of it.
Absolutely. It was like such a cool life experience, especially with Will there with us. Like, just so cool. Well, before we dive into Batman stuff, I want to invite in our special guests. So today we have the joy and privilege of bringing in another team that hasn't been on the lives yet, which is so much fun. So welcome to the stage, Anna and Luke. Yay!
Oh my God!
Yay!
Happy birthday to
you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear John. Happy birthday
to you.
Oh, bravo!
That was by far one of the hardest ways to sing happy birthday is like through Zoom or whatever.
You crushed it.
But
Y'all crushed it.
We did it.
And we need to
happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary. Lots to celebrate.
I love that too.
So much to celebrate. Thank you. Y'all are so sweet.
Which is funny because on Father's Day and Mother's Day, my 2 nephews, like, they do happy Mother's Day and happy Father's Day, but the 2 have happy birthday. And I'm like, all the time? And they're like, yeah, they just run with it. I love it.
That works.
It's so cute. But thank you.
Yeah.
I love you guys.
Thank you.
It's so good to see you again.
I have to say it was Anne's call out for sure to make sure that we were celebrating your birthday, which I'm so happy about.
Oh, I love thank you.
That Anne always thinks about those types of things.
You do.
Yes. Great job.
It's our workout buddy for life.
Yeah. Anne and Luke, so tell us, where are you calling in from?
We're coming in from home. We are out in the Chicago suburbs. Right now, we're all living out here. We're holding down the Lego fort, so to speak.
Nice.
I just graduated from college back in December. Started in the working world in January.
Yay!
My roommates right now are 2 parents and a dog, so not the work world.
I love it. I
really don't mind making the commute for that.
Of course.
It's nice being at home with family. It's nice being home with all the Lego. So it's really, really great to connect with you both virtually. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I love that. Oh, for sure. Yeah.
First, congratulations for graduating.
Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome, Luke.
I appreciate it.
Having an awesome job. Yay.
I mean, that's awesome. I would say that, like, well, and then, you know, Anne, I mean, you get your baby boy close to home. So it's like, even though you're not like, you know, kicking him out of the nest just yet, like, he's still going on and doing awesome things. And then you get to see it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a ton of fun.
Yeah.
That's good. And how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I've had the opportunity to travel. I've had the opportunity to build. I've had the opportunity to learn and to do new things. And so got to spend Brickworld with Luke. was
Yeah.
a busy weekend because it's always a big build at Brickworld, and that's always a ton of fun.
Yeah. Tell me about Brickworld. How was it?
Yes, tell us about it.
Well, Justin's been there before. I have not been there before. So tell me as a newbie, like what would I expect? What's it like?
Yeah, Brickworld is crazy in every sense of the word. It was a lot of fun year after year. So my mom and I have actually been doing Brickworld Chicago together since 2017. That was right before I entered high school.
Okay.
I'm graduating college and we're still going. It's been about 10 years at this point, which is
I love that.
And my personal favorite moment is seeing people that I've known since 2017, 2018, and the first words out of their mouth are, you know, Luke, I remember when you were shorter than your mom.
Oh,
yeah. It's been a while, but yeah. It's great. Brickworld itself, it's such a fun convention. It is really, it's one for all ages, which is a lot of fun. There's presentations, panels, workshops, like a lot of LEGO conventions, Wednesday through Friday. We were, of course, partaking in the LEGOMasters panels this year. We hosted a panel of our own. And then you can see a little sneak peek of the build that I brought. That's actually less than half of it. This year, I brought only one table, but a big table because I displayed the world's tallest Lego roller coaster ever. I officially broke the record back in January.
That is wild.
Around 10 feet by my friend Dylan out of Virginia. Major shout out to him. And I went up, bumped it up by another foot, up to 11 foot 3. So on the table, from the floor to the top, was about 14 feet tall. Had some lights around the base. 15 different motors, 6 train regulators, 4 battery packs. So it was insane. And I told people, even as a Lego master and someone who's on the show, someone who's been going to Brickworld for so long, there's always learnings year after year because you see it like, okay, this is awesome. And then you got to start making it move and function. And there were some real problems throughout the weekend. But also, all in all, got it sorted out pretty quickly, I would say, in the sense of I had to rewire all the electronics a couple times over.
Yeah.
But to get back to the heart of your question, as you could tell, love Brickworld Chicago. And the fact that my mom and I have been doing this for so long makes it even more.
I know. I love that. So was it the cake episode that really encouraged you to start like reaching for the stars and reaching for the sky?
Honestly, exactly. That's exactly right. And that was one of the goals of this build. As I said, maybe I'll make it taller than the cake, though. That's actually not how the build started. The first version of this roller coaster was only about 7 feet tall.
Oh my God, only 7 feet tall.
No big deal.
So I was super excited. I had a working roller coaster, 7 feet tall. It's huge. It's awesome. I'm like, oh my gosh, Mom, check it out. Like I bring her into the room. I'm bouncing off the walls. She takes one look at it, pauses for a second, and goes, I sort of thought it was going to be taller. I'm like, yes. Not to be kidding me.
I love you so much, Anne. I love you.
That's so wonderful.
Sometimes we all just need that little bit of tough love just to bump us up to the next level and break a record. So
what did you expect, Anne, when you saw it for the first time? Seriously.
Sorry, I missed that, John.
What did you expect when you walked in and he's like hyping this up and then you walk in and it's like
I was expecting I think my words were, Luke, I think I was expecting more.
More, period.
Not the first time I've heard those words, but
maybe not my proudest moment, but there have been others that
I love it.
So if there's any moms out there or any kids who have been lovingly encouraged by their moms, represent, let's go.
Yeah. Do you think that you tapped into like your inner Amy and Jamie as you like reviewed it for the first time?
I did the actual really short clip. I didn't even give him 10 minutes.
Yeah. Here's just a little,
just would have made air. So
nice. You've mastered that ability to figure out what's going to make the cut for sure, which is awesome. I love it. So fun fact for y'all in the YouTube world, you can look for Luke's build, and it is featured on at least 2, if not 3, really big websites that and other streamers and stuff who share it. So I don't have the links with me, but I would be happy to share them with y'all. So and we have it set up where I can share them, I guess, after the fact in comments. So, but definitely look for it. And in this, in our chat today, I have a clip from the show where it shows another of Luke's builds, and so you'll get to see what he's capable of beyond what you see on the show, which is amazing stuff. Anyway, so Yay, fun. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to have y'all here. So I had the joy of getting to chat a little bit with Anna on Friday, which was wonderful. But this is the first time that I'm seeing Luke, I want to say since Brick Rodeo last year.
It's been about a year.
Gosh.
It's been about a year.
You all know how to con. I mean, Brickworld is fabulous, but Brick Rodeo, shout out.
Yeah.
Yay.
Wow.
So much
that Texas hospitality. Yeah. Get yourself down to Texas. Get yourself up to.
Are y'all coming down for Brick Rodeo this year? Ah!
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
That's okay.
Get everything.
We can't go to all of them. We can't go to all of them.
Well, and that whole working world thing all of a sudden makes you have to take time off.
It's a lot easier to take time off of an internship or college class. It's like, I'll make up the homework. But now it's like, the office 5 days a week. Well, we'll do our best. We would absolutely love to come down and see you. We'll see how the car.
Well, if not that, I mean, we talk about this at the very end of like we do a little bit of a sound off of all the places we're going to be. We know we're going. Our paths are going. Our bricks will cross.
Yeah. Yes. For sure. Yeah. Well, let's dive into the episode. So I'm going to pull up some notes that I have just to kind of keep us on pace. But of course, as
Justin. I don't think I can hear you, but I'm wondering if I'm the only person who can be talking right now.
Nope, you're good now. You were right. I clicked a button that erased all three of us. So
I think I came in first, so I was just like,
you did.
We'll be back.
Like,
so we'll be back soon.
Yeah. Anyway, as I was saying, this episode, of course, was the Batman episode, and this photo is one of my favorites. From our season. Do y'all remember when we walked in and got to see the Batmobile, like how that felt? What were your thoughts when you first walked into the build room? We'll start with Anna and Luke, I guess. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I have thought, oh my goodness, what are we getting into now? I mean, it's another IP. We grew up with some of the early Batman sets. I literally grew up with the original Adam West version. Batman. Thank you very much. Yes, reruns on one of the 4 available channels. Yeah, but there's so much in the Batman world that immediately my mind just started spinning in every direction. Did it spin to vehicles? No, it didn't.
My mind didn't even get that far. I just knew seeing that Batmobile. First of all, that Batmobile is huge.
It's huge. Oh my gosh.
The thing is unbelievably large, which is it's crazy to see in person. And my mind couldn't even process like what might we be building. All I saw is Batman. I love it. We actually have some great old like home movies of opening up like birthday presents back in like 2008, 2009. I got was the original Lego Arkham Asylum, which to this day is one of my favorite sets ever. And it's great. Some things never change in life because I open up, I'm like, oh, this is awesome. My dad holding the camera's like, oh, Luke, how many pieces? And I say the number and my mom goes, and guess who's going to be putting that together? So
I love it.
It's really overwhelming. I did a lot with Batman growing up, whether it be the sets, whether it be I did some stop motion animations with Batman characters, a lot of Batman mocks throughout my years, and video games, movies, things like that. So it's just a pretty much as close to a dream IP challenge as we could have gotten.
I have Luke a very, very special present for you then, because I actually brought my Arkham Asylum like in here to the shot because I feel like every episode I do a little bit of show and tell, and I am addicted to a good modular build. So when this actually came out, I was like, heck yes.
Yes.
So I don't know. Do you have the Arkham? Do you have this yet?
No.
Oh my God. How can I mean,
if this is a great commercial, you don't even
right.
I mean, it's huge. I mean, the detail inside it is incredible.
It's incredible.
Like the actual jail cells where all of the villains go. Oh my God, it's like one of my favorite things. I love this. And please, Anne, I mean, he deserves a late graduation.
Thank you. Yes,
he just does.
Noted. Yep, we have witnesses.
I just think it's just perfect for you. But so there was an older one before. How many Arkhams have there been before that, though?
3 or 4, if memory serves. I had the first version, I had the second version, then maybe I missed a version, and I think there was this newest one. So there's been 3 or 4, and they're all different, which is really cool. And this is the first
cool. I like that.
A modular type of one. So it's
really
nice.
I was thrilled about it being a modular. That was one that Lego sent me to review, and I was over the moon excited. And Philip and I were already in this phase of like watching all of Batman the Animated Series, but then went through and watched a lot of other Batman movies while building it because why not? It really is full of like amazing storytelling details with each villain, which is super fun. So
I remember when we first walked in, and I remember the sign that like comes down. I mean, it's like the emblem on Justin's chest. But I remember, and this is like TV magic. I'm not sure if they were like whatever shit, but they had to drive the car in, and like they don't. I mean, they kind of hear it, whatnot though. But when we were there, like. They kept it on for a little bit. And the whole studio, it's like, you have a gas-powered car that's in the middle of a studio. And I just remember going like, oh boy. Someone turn that car. Because it's not, I mean, it's like, it's a classic car. And it's not an EV here. So I just remember like, maybe we can like cut it off. So they did, but it took a little bit of time to position it after they rolled it in. They had to do a couple of repositioning. I remember the smell, but also the shock and then the smell.
Yeah. I feel like if I remember correctly, the sign came down and then like the signs that said Batman 85th came down. And then Will drove in with the car. Was it like... the car wasn't in there when we first got in, right? Did he drive in with it?
Right.
Okay. Yeah. So, and I remember when we came in, my brain went to like thinking, is this going to be brick built or minifigure scale? Because I assumed we were building a scene from it. I didn't think necessarily that we were going to be building vehicles. And then the Batmobile comes in. That still didn't necessarily tip me off as like, that's exactly what the challenge is going to be per se. But I remember being thrilled because Batman was huge part of my growing up. I remember watching Batman the Animated Series with, I think that was around the time that maybe I was getting a little bit older and my younger brother was really young. And so I remember watching it with him in particular. But watching Batman 1989, this one, with my older brother over and over and over again. And then all those Batman movies, the successive ones after. So very excited about the IP challenge. I would say that like our family in our house, like we do tons of tons of Marvel stuff, but Batman in particular is kind of the main exception to that. And I really think a lot of that was just with how it was everywhere when we were growing up. Like it was a big part of what we saw. So anyway, Will drives in the Batmobile, which we actually saw, and it was literally the real Batmobile, which was incredible. And you saw that picture where we're all just staring at it and marveling at it. Hops out, tells us we are building our own Batmobiles, so it has to be original. It's not like a recreation of a Batmobile from any different era. And we will be assigned an era, or get an era rather, that we build for. And from my recollection, and this didn't come out in the way the episode was aired, but one of the things I remember them telling us was that we had to specifically think about a villain from that era that might help us build around or think about potentially. And I don't know if I'm like making that up or if that was just in my head, but that was something that I remembered, was something about like we had to be thinking about a villain that it could be battling potentially.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe that was just
No. If you remember that, I don't remember that, but I think I repressed half of that episode. So.
Yeah. After watching the episode too, it wasn't necessarily clear from the other team. Like some teams talked about a villain, but others didn't. So I thought maybe I made that up.
What was that again?
Yeah, and what were you going to say?
Well, based on our placement in the room, we were so far back.
Oh yeah.
So I know that's been a discussion point. So that was one. I know that we didn't necessarily have a villain in mind, but the repeat in our mind was the gadget.
Yes.
You know. So there was part. So I understand
For
it, but I
sure.
also understand John's perspective, because I think I'm right there with you, John, that
Right.
to clue me in on exactly what the brief was and what we need to accomplish.
Yeah.
It may also have been, maybe what I'm remembering was, or misremembering, was that if we were thinking about gadgets, it needed to tie into a villain that could be in that.
Yeah.
Like there was something about that, because I remember like we were thinking, well, in our in classic TV Batman, which spoilers, so that was the era that John and I got. But in that classic TV Batman, we were talking about how it could go from the snow to the water to fight both the Penguin and not Iceman.
Mr.
Oh my
Freeze.
God, Mr. Freeze. I was like, I know the name and it's just gone from my brain. And then I remember Sage and Ian talking about Poison Ivy with their lawnmower. So I think that was where it was in my head. But I think that's what it was like, if in your era they didn't fight a certain villain, don't make up a new storyline. I think that's what it was. But yes, so the key thing was brand new Batmobile that can fit in your era and that has at least one really cool gadget. Now, the gadgets, for those at home, the gadgets did not have to be motorized. It could be. So this was a challenge that you had the option to do power functions, but you also had the option not to. And so as you watch the episode, you'll see some people went the route of power functions. Some people went the route of just more manual and whatnot. And John and I went the route of power functions because even though we knew you didn't have to, I think we were thinking that might help make us stand out a little bit better too, potentially. So we got classic TV Batman. Anna and Luke, which era did y'all get?
Yeah, we ended up with The Dark Knight, which definitely was one of our top choices. Looking at all the different eras that we could have gotten, The Dark Knight is one of my dad's favorite movies of all time. So by proxy, I've seen it a lot. So that was really exciting to end up with that era for sure.
Yeah. That is so fun. I love that in your case, it was the one that you wanted or one you were super excited about. I was going to ask if you could choose a different one, which would you choose? I'll go first since I'm putting you on the spot. So for me, my top choice would have been either Lego Batman movie or classic Batman, the one that we got. Because in both cases, it can be super campy, colorful, wacky, just bizarre. And I've seen Lego Batman movie quite a few times, and I just think it's raucous and so silly. So those were the two that I thought from a build standpoint that I would want to build. From a which is your Batman standpoint, I would say 1989. But that's, again, it's just core memories of watching it with my brother. So yeah. John, do you have thoughts on if you were to pick a different one? Yeah.
I was very excited about our Batman. I love classic. I mean, the colors, the gadgets, the vehicles, the chases, the onomatopoeia. Like, I loved everything about it. And I loved the villains and how camp everything was. If there was one that I would really, really want, though, I'm a huge Tim Burton fan. I would have, but I wouldn't have done the first. I would have done 1992 Batman Returns, because I also love Michelle Pfeiffer and Danny DeVito and Michelle Pfeiffer and the whole like Catwoman thing. I mean, I love those characters, and Tim still does like good camp, but like gothic camp. And I don't know what we would have built. I have no idea. It would have been black, but it would have been kind of cool. So I don't know. It would have been neat. So, but I doubt that would have been like up there as well. I would have been equally excited.
Nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
Anna,
what about you guys? Anna and Luke, what about you?
I would have really enjoyed classic Batman, because again, that was my childhood. I literally lived through the 70s and watched it on and repeat with my older brother. And I will admit that the Dark Knight series is one of my favorites. That industrial, that heavy lean into the overtly big and overtly masculine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, that's so fun.
Exactly, well said. I think similarly, Dark Knight was very, very top of my list, and then other two really to form a top three, no particular order, honestly, were Dark Knight, Lego Batman movie for all of the reasons you mentioned. I think that was one of my favorites. I have a lot of the minifigures from that. Let's just split us away.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I think the animated series would have been really cool.
Yes.
So, when I think about it, immediately I can picture a style. Yeah. There are a lot of different very poster child sort of vehicles in that show. So there's enough reference material with an overall style. You can also still put that onto almost anything and make it look cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Luke, what I love about like the flat the animated series, the Batman kind of like the long like scene thing that I know Justin and Philip, you guys put it together and you actually rewatched all of like those animated episodes. I didn't realize, and I kind of forgot how much color was even in the animated, and so I'm like, gosh, I wish I would have like been armed with that knowledge. So if we had gotten that, I would have been like, oh, that was cool. Because I, again, thought, well, we're the only red one in the building. But really, there's a lot of cool color moments, well, especially in the Lego movie, but in the animated series as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
That would have been cool.
Spot on.
We got that. Actually, I had requested it from Lego to get to review so that Philip and I could build it because I loved Batman the Animated Series, but also it was after we filmed, so I was like, I know that Batman's going to be a part of life forever, which is fun. So let's dive in. Let's lean into this love. And I had forgotten, just how impactful and visual and like the Art Deco style. It's just so gorgeous. That's, I think, my favorite visual aesthetic for Batman in general. I think, and I'm sure a lot of that is the nostalgia that I feel with it too, but it's just a really beautiful, and I love the blue in the car, in the original, or the Batmobile that they have from it. So so I'm going to, let me show a quick video, and I'm going to
videos. I get so excited about this.
I love that we actually can, which is fun. Okay, so first off, I'm going to show, there's 2 videos I have that both feature our Anne and Luke team. So first, this one is going to talk a little bit about your build.
How big?
I'm thinking an 18-wheeler.
Are you?
We are building the Bat Big Rig, an 18-wheeler semi-truck for the Dark Knight to rise and roll into action. Grandpa Dave would love this build. Grandpa Dave, who recently passed away, was a long-haul trucker. He really, really loved what he did. And he also loved LEGOMasters. When the very first season of LEGOMasters came out, Grandpa Dave said, Luke, you're a LEGOmaster, you should be on this show. So when I think Dark Knight, I think of a lot of sleek architecture and paneling. Like on the Tumblr, there's a lot of panels angled in different ways.
Right.
We never got the chance to tell Grandpa Dave that we were here. And so we want to celebrate his life and his passion in this build. I don't think Batman knows what he's getting himself into having us design a vehicle for him.
Oh, Luke, I love it. I absolutely love it, Luke. Luke, I am so like your excitement when you're like, I'm thinking an 18, and like your shock is so genuinely both of you. It's just like were your eyes, were you like, oh honey, another one? Like what did you honestly think when he's like proposing this?
I pretty much exactly what comes across on the screen. I mean, my natural inclination to go, are you nuts?
Are you sure?
Right.
Really? Can we do this? And have we talked about the time yet?
Oh, no, we haven't.
No.
6 hours.
No.
Which is ridiculous. Like, are you kidding me? Yeah. 6 hours. So fast. Yeah.
No. I think that, I'm like, gosh, Luke, first you built a tower, then you have this clock, and then it's like, oh, and then now I'm just gonna, build, an 18-wheeler. And it's like, I remember, like, there are so many times where I'm just like, did we have the same amount of time as some other people? Like, did they fall into a universe where like they're like hanging, I don't know, in the Phantom Zone with like all of these things, and they get like all these hours, and they come back. I'm like, no way. It was. Did you ever have a moment that you were like, "Oh God, what did I just get us into?"
Honestly, not really, because I've just had so much other fun stuff running through my head that I didn't even stop to think about what if this goes wrong? And maybe that's a pro, maybe that's a con, but that's just sort of the way the challenge went. And I appreciate the call out too. This was immediately following a challenge where we were the biggest or tallest build in the room, my tower. And so given our what we thought was our success that last challenge, but like we made something big that moves, we really stood out. Like, let's do it again. And I remember very clearly, like, I remember saying to Mom, like, what's the biggest we can make this that it will still fit on the podium? Like talking about, like, what do you think the size of that thing is so that we can, and it's like, well, no, I don't want the square dimension. I want the diagonal dimension because that's longer. And
because you can twist it. Nice.
I wanted to make it as big as possible and to make it as fun as possible. And so going big was one aspect of it. And that the idea didn't really come to us straight away, but we really found that connection to it when we thought of Grandpa Dave. And the story that we tell on TV is 100% true to a T, where the very first season, before LEGOMasters even got released, when the first trailer came out, Grandpa Dave, I still remember calling me. He's like, hey, Luke, like, do you see the show? And he beat me to the punch. As a LEGO fan, I was a little embarrassed. I was like, oh yeah. And I was like, look it up. So it was really cool chatting with him about it. And one of the things he said time and time again over the phone, over text, when I saw him, he's like, Luke, you're a LEGOmaster. And coming back to the coaster that I built about like Mom, Grandpa Dave said I'm a LEGOmaster.
No, he's not. He's too young. He doesn't have the skill sets. I mean, this was 2000 was that the first 2020.
So that was a really interesting dynamic about, like, well, I mean, I like Lego a lot, but then even still in the back of my mind, it's like, I mean, I don't know, this is a whole lot. And then flash forward so many years and we're filming. And it was, I mean, sad in a certain way about we never could tell Grandpa Dave that we were on LEGOMasters. It happened just a couple months before we left for filming. So it was tough in that regard, but that's one of the things we brought to this build about as soon as we started talking about like 18-wheeler, we want to go big. And it's like, that aha moment of Grandpa Dave would love this build, that took our energy from 10 to 1 million in that challenge.
I love it.
We were just already excited about, like, we're going to build something fun and cool and massive, but also we have this really strong familial connection. And so I'd say we built from the heart on every challenge. This one, I mean, it's sort of like the Grinch at the end of the Grinch Stole Christmas, like the heart grows 3 times as large. I mean, it really propelled us in that challenge for sure.
Yeah.
Which is very not Christopher Nolan. I mean, Christopher would just,
definitely not.
Very different. Yeah.
Because I bet Christopher would be very, very proud of you, but at the same time, he's like, you ruined like the whole thing. It was like, this wasn't meant to be a heartfelt story.
Dark Knight.
This is the Dark Knight, not the Hero Knight. Oh.
Right? No, I love what you said too, though, about, well, 2 things. So one being that you didn't stop to think about like the limits and all those types of things because you just were so excited about the idea. I feel like it actually was something that helped propel you in a really good way. One of the things that John and I found when we started building together for the show was that I build with intention to detail and polish and finish, but I also think smaller and think about the end result. John builds big, and he was pushing me to build big and think bigger over and over and over again. And I would see him thinking big, and I would think there's no way we're going to finish it in that amount of time. But actually, both were helpful to come together. And so I think y'all also had a little bit of that kind of blend too, of realistic and also let's push us as far as we can go. Although, and I would say that you're also a pusher in such a good and wonderful way, which makes me so happy. So, but that was one thing. And then the other thing that you said was just building from emotion. I think it's so true that when you fall in love with something that you're building, the end result is always miles beyond what it could have been if you were just building to complete a challenge or to, check something. And I feel like anytime you can really throw your heart into something, the end result is just that much better. So I love that so much.
Yeah, we were literally just giddy laughing that we were building Big Rig. What?
For a Batman challenge. I love it. Yeah. And so for those at home who didn't get a chance to see, so sometimes we've got people in different countries where you don't have access to it or whatever, in which case, hopefully you get to see it someday. But this Big Rig had some incredible hidden details on the inside that really blow your mind, which is so cool. So it wasn't just a big rig. There was more to it for sure. And that's really a lot of the challenge that we talked about was building and kind of finishing this gadget part of it. So let's see here. John, do you remember as we were starting to build what you were thinking about, like what we should build? Actually, can you just describe in general what we did build? Because I don't have a video clip from it.
Think back to a time when we were on
right?
show. Exactly. I think we had talked about like in like the 5 minutes that we had before to like decide about exactly what we would be, like creating, and with like the campiness of our Batman. He has the craziest vehicles. And, I remember like looking around and just thinking, all right, wheels were going to be a thing. You had the Batmobile wheeling out. And we need to do something that's not so based on wheels, but something that is wheel-less. And that's just like perfect of the 60s. So doing something that was like a snowmobile was something that was a little bit different. It was either going to be like a snowmobile, or it was going to, be some type of like a helicopter thing. And I think one of the reference photos was a helicopter. I'm like, well, we can't do a helicopter, so we need to do something else. Yeah. And I remember, we were trying to prove like, all right, going back to like Zog, we were thinking like, all right, he was square. We wanted to make it more circular. But what if we made like a bubble around, Batman that would be this snowmobile? And I think like originally we were like, all right, we're going all red. We're gonna make a big like a circle, like a bubble. And then I don't know how to build a clear like shield, but we're gonna figure it out as we go. And at least we're gonna like start to play with the characters inside. And I felt like I was like, when we started, I was like, oh, we've got a good one. Like, this is a great idea. Like, I feel super strong about that. So I felt like we had so much energy, like kicking off in the first hour of like, oh, like this is going to stand out. It's going to be like a conversation of like, oh, that's going to look different. So I thought, and I still stand by, I thought like our idea was awesome. Like,
agreed. Yeah. Thank you for describing it. I realized when I was going through the clips that we got from Fox, we don't have any clips that show us talking about the vehicle. So I have a still image that I'll show later so you can see it, but we didn't have any, whereas we just had this wonderful one with y'all.
It's all for the best, really. And it's like,
it's cool.
I'll be the first one to say, I did it justice. I like to think that I did it. Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Dark Knight justice. Yes.
Yes. I do remember too when we were looking or thinking through the references and the classic that we wanted to go with that bubble round shape. And I think it was, or I remember that in that first movie that they had, so not just the TV show, but in the classic classic movie, that there was that big red round helicopter.
Yes.
And we were thinking, let's go with that round. Yeah, same argument of like how do we prove and show that we can do the round things. And then also we wanted to actually, let me pull this over here. I have a Batman shelf that's not
and from the classic Batman, what was your favorite mobile whatever of like Batman drove?
The motorcycle.
I loved his motorcycle.
Laugh out loud when Robin hopped on the front of it too.
It's ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Yes.
And I mean, grown men in tights. Let's go.
Let's go. I love it.
Seriously, I guarantee you, there's an onomatopoeia out there that says LOL. Somewhere in the 1960s.
Oh my gosh. Okay, now I want to rebuild mine.
You just said it, and it made me think, like, I guarantee that pal, that whatever, there was an LOL in there. It was by accident back then, but
totally.
You know that they created it.
And my favorite villain was the Penguin, have to say.
Yeah.
Because of his monocle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I knew it.
I love it. So I just pulled over. This is the Lego set from the Batman the Animated Series.
I love that one.
Classic. But what I wanted to point out here is that we wanted to also make wings that would go on our ski-mobile that were black, but that had red trim, because that was also an iconic visual reference from the show.
Yes.
And so when we sought to kind of divide and conquer from the beginning, I said, I'm going to start working on these wings. You work on the shape, and then we'll kind of plug those into the sides. And then I was going to work on some of the mechanics and the POW sign and whatnot. And we always started with like divvy up at least the beginning, and then we'll kind of continue as we go. Like, okay, this still needs to get done. Do you have time to do it? Whatever. So I was working on those wings over and over, so focused, so heads focused on it, and head down focused on it. And I could not get the curve to go right. And it was because I was building in 4 different directions at the same time to try and get the curve perfect, and way overcomplicating it. But I didn't realize I was overcomplicating it because in the moment I was just stressed. And my ball of stress kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And at the same time, John is beside me working on the round part of the large vehicle, and hit some portion where he was also getting stressed. And to John's credit,
Justin, I was like, do I know how to like build a shape? I was just like, do I not know how to move create a curve? I was like, I don't know what, all of a sudden I was like 3 hours in, and I'm like, what am I building again? Happening? I think at the top it goes. And then I remember that Amy and Jamie came over, and when we were describing like the scene that was going on from inside, Jamie, said like, well, how are we as like the audience going to see this story inside if there's like, if it's closed? And I remember like I had spent maybe like 30 minutes on this, what I thought was a really cool roof that would like pop up. And I was just like, well, I guess I'm getting rid of the roof. And I remember Jamie leaves, and then you were trying to like not console me, but just like whatever. And I am just taking off the pieces, and I am just like this. And I'm like, no, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. And they didn't show that part, but I was not happy about that.
No,
I was not. No,
but it was
a good pivot.
It was a good pivot for sure.
Yeah.
And when trying to get in there, I was going to say Anne was raising her hand. I want to make sure.
Also, I just throw my hands up.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yes.
But there was one little piece. I don't. Luke, when you were working on the back door, and sometimes it helps just to have that check-in with your partner.
Yes.
Because I think Luke, in his mechanical, Lego math brain, was, he had it up and down, and it was going to do many things. And I said, Luke, just make it open and have it keep it up. And like in that, I guess it's turning into a patented mom mode.
No, but that's it happens.
Yeah,
it does. With Amy and Jamie, when they came over and were giving you feedback, though, what were some of like the things that they were saying?
Yeah, that's a great point. And so one of the things that I want to call out that you two did very, very well, in which we went the complete opposite direction, is that you tried to capture an organic shape while still going Batman theme. And I think that's really impressive. And I think that really can't be overstated, is like trying to get a delicate curved shape with the pieces that we had available in red and like trans clear is crazy. Like that.
I love you. I love you, Luke. I love you so much. I'm sending you a big hug right now. I love you.
Hug well
I love
received.
You, buddy.
Hug well received. But I think you two did fantastic with that. And so
thank you.
Where that ties back into the answer of what the Brickmasters were saying is that we were going very structured, very rigid. We love to joke that if we didn't have a 2x4 brick in our build, it obviously wasn't from us. And so naturally we have a big box of a trailer. And one of the things that we somehow landed on here or there is like, we know that the Dark Knight era has a lot of panels and geometric shapes. And so we landed on that back cab or the back trailer design with the hundreds of 4x4 plates with 2x2 tiles so lovingly placed one after the other.
They look great.
Thank you. We appreciate that. But in the midst of putting together that geometric monstrosity or beauty, depending on how you view it, of a trailer, one of the things the Brickmaster said is the Dark Knight is rugged, it is industrial, but it's also still Batman. And so you want to make sure you still have some semblance of smooth forms, sleek lines, and then also just like elements to remind you that it's a bat vehicle. And so that's where it partially came to life that Brickmaster Amy specifically called out, like the little ears that we did on the front of our cab. We were trying to think of what elements from a real big rig can we just Batmanify for lack of a term. And so we're like, well, there's typically some big exhausts coming out the top. Like, it goes into a Batman cowl and like a set of ears up top there. So that was one of the things that's to check in is like we were very focused on the form of it all. But then also one of the big pieces that I'm sure we'll touch on either now or later was the gadget itself. As my mom just mentioned, we had an opening back door as part of our power function feature, and we were really, really excited about that. Like we were thrilled. We had a little ATV rollout. We're like, this is awesome. Like Brickmaster Jamie, like we demoed it for him and everything. Like they saw it working. We were over, and it was sort of again harkening back to the coaster of like, that's it. And so he pretty much said that where Brickmaster Jamie and Amy sort of looked at each other like, that's a big trailer for something that small to be coming out of. And I was starting to think in my mind, like, well, I've got the spike hub and I've got a motor and like, there's too much. And it's like, well, I guess we actually maybe do have some room. So I made the runway shorter for the ATV, which creation of my mom. We own an ATV. So that was a project. She had so much fun putting that thing together. I remember you could see very briefly for like half a second in the episode, she's holding up two versions of it, like from way afar, and I'm like,
"Oh my god, I love that!"
I'm like, "Look," she's like, "Which one do you like better, Luke?" Like the front bumper is different. So I'm like, "Oh, there we go."
And you had time to build two,
right?
She's having so much fun. Again, it was from the heart. You couldn't stop her. But anyway.
No, tell me. No, honestly, Anne, you had time to build two. What did it look like? Tell me. I'm
super cute.
It was really small, and honestly, it was harkening back to the sets we built together growing up.
Right.
I love that. It was.
What was the one? And what was the one that you didn't choose? Which was the one that we didn't get to see?
I'm trying to remember. I mean, there were different. I had different headlights and different tail lights.
Well, and then it's like, well, we need it to be minifigure scale, and so it harkened back to our days as builders of my youth growing up, where we had so many of the Little Racers tiny turbo sets.
Oh my god, I remember those
champions, and so those little cars were just a little bit bigger than Hot Wheels cars, and so that's the exact same scale as our ATV.
I love that.
Same axles and everything. So that was part of the thought process there.
I love that.
But harkening back, sorry, way off track.
The
answer to this question is that the Brickmasters did not.
They were like,
you need something bigger than that little from this huge trailer. And so, not to say we were panicked, but it was a bit of a reality check where this happened maybe a couple times throughout the filming of the show. Is like, we need to come up with something else. And it a bit of sort of out of character, maybe it's just because we were so happy building what we were doing, is like, we need to keep working the semi-truck. We'll think of something. So the answer right away, which is very unusual for us. Time is ticking down, and I kid you not, within the last 45 minutes, half an hour, that's when the idea of the monowheel was born.
That's cool.
Cool. I love how that was also something that came about towards the end when you like finally had this aha moment. So I want to take us back to the beginning of it as we're building out. I'm working on the wings. John's working on the red part of the vehicle. And John, to his credit, had asked me a few different times, can you come help me with this or like give me your opinion on this? And I stubbornly kept saying, no, I need to finish these wings. Just a second. Like, give me time. Because I was like, this is not going to get done. And finally, I reluctantly let go what I was doing to go over to help John. And it was the best gift that I didn't realize that I was keeping myself from, because I was so stuck in it that I could not work out how this shaping, why it wasn't coming together and what was frustrating me so much. And I came over and I looked at John's problem and saw, oh, here's the fix pretty quickly for him. And in that moment, it was like, okay, that's exactly what he needed, which thank you for actually asking for help and being
welcome
with it. And then my brain solved the problem and said, you're overcomplicating this, go back, fix it in this way. And the takeaway that I got from it was, when you're in a project and you are stuck and you are banging your head over and over again, stop, take a break, do something else, give yourself that moment. And in real life, not in like LEGOMaster's on camera, all the different things, that is something that I feel like I have done before and knew that lesson. But in this moment, I just totally missed it until I finally was like pulled out from it. But I remember going back to those wings and being like, oh my gosh, this is way too complicated. Fix this. And then it just like came together so quickly. And I was so happy at that point, and then also felt a little guilty that I was like, no, John, calm down. I've got to do this. You do that. I'm doing this right now.
No.
Yeah.
And what was one of your favorite lessons from like that, from that challenge?
Well, I liked Justin's lesson, so that's the one I like. That's one I think we all need to take forward with us. The other lesson I took from this challenge is build with abandon and build with joy. Because this was a situation where yes, we were building big, but it's not something that really any of us had a whole lot of experience with. And so we just kind of gave it up. Knowing, I mean, we've got Anne and Sage right next to us building, the Lego Batman movie. So we've got that, we can see your beautiful red creation from a distance. We can see the ship, the flying ship that Anthony and Joe are building right across from us with the colors. Mine in the boat, I'm walking back and forth and seeing it, the treads and everything that Michael and Ben had going on. And I was just like, you know what, kiddo, this is not going to be our challenge. Let's just give it up, let's just give it up and go for it.
Oh, that's so funny.
I mean, we were, and my line about this is epic was not about our build. It was about all those builds in that. Really, really cool builds.
Yeah.
Cool builds.
I really love that. I love your thought too around when you don't focus so much on this is the outcome that I'm driving towards and it has to be exactly this way, but you just release that pressure, how you can have fun with it. And then when you're having fun with it, you're building with joy, it comes out again as a much more fun result. And I've seen that time and time again too. So I love that you shared that and reflected on that. John, I love that question. Do you have a lesson or a learning that you took from just the time in LEGOMasters in general, or from this episode, either?
Practice more circles, John. I mean, that's no.
It doesn't love me. I can tell you that much.
No. What Anne said about like building for joy. I think that's just something that what really excites me. Like, I'm a very competitive person, Justin and me, as if that wasn't made abundantly clear through the past episodes. I have a competitive side, but what I really tried to like hold, like at least like some like, like your touch for like your point of like reality, like your wake up call, which was like, this is summer camp. This is fun. This is supposed to be like the time of our lives. And I remember that first episode. And when we walked out, I just thought, you know what? Let's just have fun. And even though like competitive John is going to try to jump in and try to, take over, like kick him to the side and be like, dude, like you need to calm down, because like, look where we are, and enjoy and soak up every single second of this, because you don't know what is your last build. And I look back and I just think, gosh, I have zero regrets. Maybe like a couple small tweak regrets, but not huge, where I'm just thinking, gosh, I really wish we would have. It's like, no, like we went all in. We loved our build. We loved that freaky little build. And I remember like my favorite part of the episode was that at the end, like you have to stand in front of the judges and you have to pitch your vehicle like you're a used car sales lot.
Yes.
You gotta like pitch this and whatnot. And I remember, Justin, like you and I, like we looked at our gorgeous build that was just like, what happened? And just thinking like, this is it. This is our presentation, that we are lip syncing for our lives. This is it. We're going to go down. And I truly wish that they would have showed every second of our pitch because I was so proud of it because it quite possibly could have it was good, but but it's because you just have to have fun. You have to have fun every step of the way. So my lesson was don't be there, treat it like a competition, but don't take your build so seriously that you lose the whole point that you're there, which is to have fun and to problem solve and to learn something and inspire others. So
for sure.
I think those are the things that I really took with me, not just in the first show, and now from builds in general and mocks at home, and every time you go to a con, it's just have fun, fun, and have fun to everybody. So that's what I took from me.
I love that. One of my favorite things now is after the show is when John gets an idea in his head to start building something, and then all of a sudden I get furious texts that are his brain dumping of everything that's happening, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so much fun. And then for the next 2 or 3 weeks, I know that I'm going to be getting FaceTimes and videos and questions and ideas and oh my gosh, what about this? And it's so much fun because I know that you're just having the time of your life with them. That's true. I always can't wait to see what you come up with, which is so fun. So
that's so true. I mean, even after when I came up with my cactus, I was trying to FaceTime Ben at one point in time. And I was like, Ben, I have a question.
He's like, what's happening?
I know. And he doesn't have an iPhone actually. And so I was just I would try to text him. And then we were sending graph paper sketches back and forth. And he was I think he came up with some crazy thing and I came up with a crazier thing. And he's like, I guess you could do it that way. Sure, why not? And I'm I love him because he's our architect by nature.
Yeah.
It's just it's so fun when you're ideating and then you're coming up with something cool and new and you just I just put something new in my head and I just wanted to tell you about it. I love it. I wanted to learn something and then I wanted to try it out and it looks terrible and awful and hilarious and just support me. Just go with it.
Yes.
You know what?
Yes.
I mean,
I'm going to say,
and you probably walked into plenty of those things, roller coaster notwithstanding, where you're just look, I'm really proud of you, buddy.
Yeah. Which, speaking of which, we have a video clip that shows that I just think is amazing. So let's take a look at this.
Hello, Will.
Are you Batman fans? Have you guys seen some of the films?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
We love the Lego Batman movie, of course.
I mean, it's fine. What did you like about it?
The credit's yours.
Well, I don't want to take credit for all the movie. Just half. Okay, so have you ever built anything Batman-inspired before?
Yes. When I was 15 years old, I built the world's first life-size, fully operational pinball machine, made completely from Lego bricks, using more than 7,000 pieces. Every single villain from the Lego Batman movies included, 5 motors, fully interactive. My favorite build ever, Batman themed.
That's pretty rad. You got inspired by the Lego Batman movie.
Okay, I love the wink at the end for sure. But I have to say, we had heard about this infamous pinball machine while we were on LEGOMasters, but I didn't get to see pictures of it or get to see it in person. I think those who went to Brickworld that 2024 had a chance to swing by your house and see it as you so graciously opened your home, which was so sweet. But still hadn't seen it. And so then when we watched the episode, I was like, that is it. That's the infamous pinball machine, which is so cool.
So it's there right now, not there.
Is it still at your house?
It's there.
Believe it or not, it is still built, and there's 2 interesting reasons to why it's still built. The first of which is that my mom, for years, said, "Luke, take that thing apart." Just like that. And so it was interesting because I originally built it back in 2019. So when I was 15 years old, I loved it, brought it to Brickworld. It was a huge hit, fully mechanical. It all worked. It was inspired by the Lego Batman movie. So me saying the credit goes to Will is not totally false.
True.
So after that year at Brickworld, it took a bit of a beating. A lot of it was mechanics and rubber bands. And so with hundreds of public members coming to play it, it couldn't withstand all of that beating from people in the public. So that's okay. It was a fantastic convention. Brought it back home. Brought it to the International Pinball Expo later that year after a quick tune-up, which was really exciting. And then after that, the machine sat dormant for a long time. And my mom and I really came this close to tearing it apart, to be totally truthful with you. But you know what? Sometimes things happen for a reason. Sometimes don't get done for a reason. And lo and behold, 6 years later, for Brickworld in 2025. So I brought it to 2024, and it was not
cool.
This is a display piece, but for 2025, I just got inspired partially by knowing like we're gonna maybe be on TV talking about this. I don't know what's gonna happen, so let's bring this thing back to life. And so I did that with the help of my mom. We took off the play field, which is built using the studs not on top technique. So it is a full wall that just lays down over the top of the cabinet. We took that out, ripped out all of the internals, and then mechanisms with which were rods and rubber bands with all coded elements. So it went from mechanical to electrical. So now it's all touch sensors, it's all coded motors. So
no way,
reliable. You can hit the buttons as hard as you want, and it's not going to break.
Oh my gosh!
The stress level was much lower after that. I mean, the process of itself, it was not a simple transformation.
No.
So it's really, really cool that they chose to highlight that build. It means a lot to me because that was truly my, I would say, breakout piece in the LEGO community. That one replica at Brickworld 2019, which was a huge honor. We had hundreds of people playing on the weekend, and so
huge lines.
It was incredible. I give my mom credit for jumping in and doing crowd control, but it was.
I would give your mom more credit than that. I would give your mom credit for never taking it apart. And like not just being like you
taking
just
a
go like,
to it.
Well, you just disappear. Like you go to college and then come back and it's like, where's that pinball machine? And she's like, in that dumpster or like in that over there.
We were really close to that. And I do just want to take the time to, as well. Thank you everyone in the chat. I appreciate it. We got some great messages about the coaster at Brickworld. Hi to everyone watching out there. It's been a lot of fun. Also the coded motors and the electronics. I could talk about that just very briefly because this is something.
No, I want to know about it. I was going to ask about it.
So on LEGOMasters, as we both did in this Batman challenge, like we wanted to include some sort of power function or mechanized feature. So the first version of the pinball machine used all Lego power functions, the system. So motors, like gearboxes. Yeah, exactly. This is again an older generation without any coding. So it was just like straight plug it in, turn it on, it works. Then one of my first a later experience with programming and different coding languages came through Lego, various projects. And so I sort of re-engineered it from the ground up with the pinball machine back in 2025 to now have it where in my code, I say, okay, I'm pressing in a touch sensor that will trigger a motor to turn 90 degrees and hold for the flipper.
Remarkable.
And when I release the button, it goes back down. So actually a very similar principle to the back door that we designed on our Bat Big Rig, where you press the button, the little lever arm kicks the door open, and then when you release the button, it pops back out. So a very similar in principle, which is kind of neat that a build from LEGOMasters ended up informing a future build.
Right? Yeah.
That's kind of cool, and I think a lot of people can speak to that experience as well, which is neat.
Oh, for sure.
But that was a very fun build for a lot of reasons, and super cool that I got a shout out. I love that.
Yeah.
It's so funny. So cool. I heard coded as well. That I heard coded.
I try to enunciate.
And you said coded, and I was just like, what was a coded motor? And I was just like, what did they go over coded motors before? Like, did Challenge say anything about coded motors? And I'm like, Justin, like maybe he just did it and I just didn't know what I was doing. And I'm like, oh, now I'm like, coded motors. I'm like, oh, I know those. Okay, cool.
I interpreted it as like copper wiring, like something that was coding a wire.
Yes!
I was like, I don't know what that means, but that's brilliant. And it doesn't surprise me that it came out of Luke Spring.
I was like, is that why we went home? Because of coded motors?
It is, for sure. Oh my God. Actually, it is.
Luke didn't share the truth. We should have coded our motors. It's like, no, I didn't know that we had to code our motors.
Right. Now we know, for sure.
We've heard of aggressive joy and now coded motors.
And coded motors. I love it.
Oh my God, that was funny.
My day is made 100 times over.
Oh, I love it.
Awesome.
So before we get into talking about our mechanism and our fun coded motors, I also want to show one of my favorite moments from our season, which happened in this episode. And so let me show this video clip too real quick.
A mustache in our build for Will.
We're doing the mustache, Luke, but we're making it black, so it's a little more subtle.
I would give you points.
For Lil Will.
Lil Will
Just
is
John.
his mustache. John named him, and we're all running with it.
Yeah.
We really want to make Will and Lil Will proud. Did we make you proud, Will?
Sometimes we need to dig deep. A little deeper than we think that we can go.
We've definitely pushed ourselves.
Yeah.
And then once we get that deep, we go even deeper.
Oh my gosh! Yes! I've been waiting my whole life to hear that.
You should be high-fiving me.
Let's go.
Okay.
That's my favorite quote.
So I just have to say, I loved that we got a moment to talk about Lil Will using the language that John, as you heard from Sage, I'm so glad it got captured that John coined this term. But John, tell us about Lil Will.
I don't even know where he came from now. I don't even know. Like, where were we? Like, were we like having lunch or something?
Something. I'm not sure. Yeah.
And or no, I don't know where it was, but like, I think it was before. It was honestly, it was before. It was before it was before our first interview. That's why. And I just remember just like, oh, it's Will. And then I was like, and it's Lil Will. And then I remember during the interview, we were talking, they were like, oh, well, John named him. And I was just like, oh, I did. And it's like, it's Lil Will. And
Lil Will,
I just was so proud of it. And then I don't know. What was it? Didn't we tell him that episode that we named it Lil Will?
I think Sage and Ian did during that moment. Yeah. So
well, like we talked about it with him.
We may have talked with him about it during one of our check-ins.
That's part of the footage that we like released released the unbrickable cut. Like, come on. I need to know what we said. But like, yeah, he was amused.
He wasn't used, which is good because you never know how that stuff's gonna go.
Exactly.
So fun fact was when
I remember it.
Yes.
It's like and then because it was like, do you know why like this is called Little Will? Because Big Will's taken. That's what he said.
That's what he said when you asked it or when you told him.
That's what I said. I was like, I knew I was pulling it out of the archive somewhere.
Yeah.
I was just
so glad you remembered.
You have it on repeat in your own head, John.
It was. I was. And I was just like, we told him that. Like, do you know like we named him? Like Little Will. He's like, do you want to know why? Because Big Will was taken. I will never forget that. Now, I almost forgot that. I will never forget that now.
Yes.
Oh, that was
He
funny.
had some like hysterical zingers that many don't make the cut because they're not safe for TV. But one that I loved that made it into this episode and that we actually got to hear and react to, or maybe even see and react to, was Will is talking to Sage and Ian. This isn't a clip that we have that we can show, but it's in the episode. He's talking to Sage and Ian, and they say, because they're building this lawnmower, and they're saying, what is a father's biggest fear? Yeah. And they wanted him to say, like, mowing the lawn. His response,
or weeds, or
right? Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, like all kinds of things like related to their build, right? His response was someone finding your burner phone, and like I was shocked they put it in the episode, but Anne's reaction also was awesome because we heard you laughing, and I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot that happened. But we were all dying because we could hear kind of like what's happening. They were close enough to us that we heard that moment, which was just perfect. So a couple things.
What did you think like when he said that?
Well, and I mean, I was dying because it was the fact that he said it so quickly. It was so perfect.
It was so
bless Ian and Sage that they literally are so, as
They
the
Sweet
show.
and pure.
I don't even think it registered.
No, just
Them,
yeah, right
but
past.
in my 55-year-old mom brain, I mean,
Oh.
technically, I mean,
It was gold.
he got
It was gold.
Oh.
It was so funny. So very
God,
funny.
that was a good episode. That was so funny.
55 I wish I was that. Yeah. So yeah.
So in the week prior to us filming for the show and everything, when we've got like wardrobe and all the kind of prep for the show, they're also doing makeup and hair and figuring out how we look because they want to keep us consistent. And one of the things that they asked me was, would you be okay if we shave off all of your facial hair except for your mustache and just let you keep the mustache? And I was like, I don't think so, but I started our whole season not being great at saying no. And John taught me to stand up for myself better. But I asked John, I was like, John, come here, give me your opinion on this. And he was like, have you ever had it that way? And I was like, well, like once during November forever ago, but not really. And he's like, would you want it that way? I'm like, probably not. So we went away from that, which is fine. But none of us had seen Will yet. And so when we got to see Will for the first time, and the first time I noticed his mustache, my mind was like, oh, well, that's why they wanted me to have a mustache, was so they could play off that the whole season. So I'm glad that I kept the rest of my very meager facial hair, but just a little bit, just because I did not, that was not a look that I wanted to go with. And also then you're branded with that forever of like, oh, you're the mustache guy. And it's like, not really. But anyway, I loved that clip was in there. And I love that in Sage and Ian's build, they included a mustache and it spun. And it was so super cute. And it was just like a nod and to this like inside joke reference that we all shared as a LEGOMasters family. We've talked obviously about our builds, but just real quick, fast forward through, Corey and Rebecca had, let me just get my list real quick. Corey and Rebecca had the Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. And so their build ended up being a limousine that had the blue light rib cage around it that was classic from that, and had a jacuzzi in the back, which was super fun. Sage and Ian, the giant souped up motor. Theirs was Lego Batman movie. Anne and Luke, we talked about. John and Justin, we talked about. Maya and Jamie had the Batman. Theirs was a boat. So theirs was the only other one, like ours and theirs were the two that weren't car type vehicles. Or no, there was a plane one too. That's right. Anthony Joe, thank you. So theirs was the Bat Boat 5000. And it shot out a net from the front. Ben and Michael had Batman and Batman Returns, I think, right?
What was
so
there?
The 1989. It had the treads on the back. Can y'all, let me see if I took notes on it.
Treads.
I mean, the thing with their build is, what didn't it have?
I know.
It was full of gadgets.
Even during their presentation, it's like like you said, John, earlier, it's like the used car salesman who just like doesn't know when to stop. Just like,
yes.
It's like it got to a point where like Ben and Michael, are they making up features and then they're showing them all in action? Like, how did you have time? Like, were they building like with us or what happened?
I know. And Michael was just like, Michael was a showman. It was Michael just like, it was like he should do improv because he was just like, and I'm just like, what is all of this stuff? And I'm like, where is it? Like, and then it's like, then it pops up and it's like, there it is. Well, damn. Like, I love that. Good for you.
Yeah. Thank you for the memory of it too. The note I'd written was thank you, Moto, for joining as well. So Moto is from season 2, I think, and is such an incredible builder. And I've loved all the different things you've added. One of the things that he added to the chat earlier too was this is only one of 2 times that Batman has been used in a LEGOMasters series. And the other one aired, the other one aired the same year that ours did, and it was in Australia. And it was the one that Michelle and Crystal were on together as the American team when they did a bunch of teams versus Australia.
Really?
Which was super kind of, and theirs was a totally different challenge. Super, super cool. Oh, yeah, you're staying. Season 2. Awesome. Good stuff. So Ben and Michael, they had gadgets galore. One of them was a bat fan so that it could take away the poison gas from the Joker. It had bat treads. It had bat wing doors that opened like the DeLorean, which was so cool. And then Anthony and Joe had Batman the Animated Series. So theirs was the flying one. It had lights that were in it. It had an eject launch button that launched Batman out, which was really cool. I think that covers all of them, but it was just so cool. And it was really exciting to see team after team after team getting all these different eras, but producing gold. Like everybody did such a good job. Speaking of which, totally left out the point that, or the extra bonus of the winner gets the golden brick, which was called the Bat Brick this time, which was so silly, but so fun, and just added to the excitement and drama of the whole thing. So I want to show, since we don't have a video clip, I want to show a little bit about our mechanism. So after the show was over, as soon as I got home, I started to build mini versions of each of our builds because I wanted to have something fun that would be actually literally on that shelf. So it's my LEGOMaster shelf that has the mini builds from each of the episodes. But I brought over to the table the one I did for Batman. And this shows, let me go bigger. Let's see.
I'm so proud of our pal.
Thank you. Me too. We built the onomatopoeia sign, and that's the POW. So onomatopoeia is when you make a word that sounds like an action. I think that's the description. So we made this POW sign, and it was in the back of the vehicle, and it was meant to pop out and shoot out. So I also built a tiny version of our little vehicle, and I'll try to zoom in closer for you to see. So that's the little one. That sign says wham, and then the larger POW sign says POW. So this actually is scaled very similarly to the one that we built for the show. So once I turn the power functions back on. I turned it on a minute ago, but it didn't work, or it wasn't running, so it went back to sleep. Let's see. This is number 1. Okay. So this was what was supposed to happen.
Wait, Justin, are there coded motors in here?
There are coded motors. Yes.
Wow.
So this is what coded motors are supposed to look like. But here you can see it actually works, which is fun. The technique that we used is this kind of upwards and downwards function that is similar to the technique that we used that was for our little pistons that we had for our Get in Gear challenge. And another fun fact, and this came up when I was talking with Anne on Friday, everyone knew that Luke was one of the people who was very good with motors and motion and all different types of things. And so all of us relied on, and you even see a moment in this episode where we get to see you being so generous with your time to talk with Sage and Ian about their power function. But one thing that wasn't aired, but that actually did happen too, was I went over to Luke and was like, hey, I need you for a second. This is what we're trying to do. What I'm thinking for building is like taking what we did that was this way for the piston and doing this. And then there's this other way that I just like figured out, but I don't know if that's the best option. Can you kind of give me a sense of what you think, which direction we should go? And you gave me some support and advice, and it was super duper helpful. And obviously with your advice, it can work, which is good. What I will say is then what happened in real life with the episode is the weight of that function ended up being quite heavy, and it ended up being hard to get it to mount on the back of the vehicle and stay up. And so what we kept running into was it was falling off the vehicle. And we knew going into judging that it wasn't secured very well, was too heavy to really hold itself up, and when you turn it on was probably just going to fall off. So we went into it knowing we're probably going to be in the bottom 2. It may not work the way we want it to. And by May, we haven't seen it work once yet, which was scary. So like, I think we saw it work outside the vehicle, but not in the vehicle, which obviously it had to be a part of it. So we knew going into it. And like John said, we talked about how we are lip syncing for our lives. If you don't understand that reference, it's from RuPaul's Drag Race. And it's like, when you're in the bottom 2, you lip sync against somebody else, and whoever wins gets to stay. So we went into it like with that in our minds. We did our best with the presentation. The magic of TV allows them to take sound bits from here and here and put it together so that it sounds like it's happening in the moment. So in the episode, it sounds like I'm like, oh, it's not working, I'm going to cry. I actually said that while we were at our table building, not like while we were presenting to the judges. While we were presenting to the judges, we did with the utmost of confidence, as if everything's working perfectly, because we knew this is maybe not going to work, and that's okay. So Yes, the end result was we were in the bottom two with Maya and Jamie, and unfortunately we went home. But before we talk about that piece, I want to share who was in the top 3. So instead of a top 2, they did a top 3, which I forgot until rewatching today. And I have a photo of... Is it this one? No, I think it's this one. Is it this one? That's not it. Just kidding. Please hold. Where did it go? I think I overloaded it with too many photos, so now I'm missing the ones. That's us with the Batmobile.
Who won my favorite challenge ever? And the Golden Brick.
The winning team is... Anne and Luke.
Oh my God!
That was amazing.
Are you okay, Luke? You all right?
I'm so proud. Grandpa Dave, he was a long-haul trucker, and to win a challenge with a big rig, it's an 18-wheeler, it's unbelievable.
Grandpa Dave is singing.
Grandpa Dave is singing for us right now.
Congratulations. You built the best Bat vehicle on LEGOMasters, and you're leaving here today with Gotham City's famous Golden Brick. So come on up here and take it, and hold on to it tightly. You never know what's lurking in the shadows.
Congratulations.
Yay! We have the winners right here, which is super, super fun. Yes.
A note about the Grandpa Dave singing.
Yes, yeah,
please. He was the choir leader at church.
Fun. Okay.
An amazing singing voice. That's how
that.
I believe got my mom to fall in love with him, was that he was the choir singer and had a beautiful voice, and she sang in his choir. Unfortunately, I think she sings like I do, but we never looked at that. And so that was the singing reference.
He knew how to woo. He knew his superpower. He did.
And I'm glad my mom had the words and the wherewithal to say something like that as we were standing about to receive the Golden Brick, because you could see it on my face in that clip. Could not comprehend what was going on.
Yeah.
It says a lot when people talk about LEGOMaster. It's like, oh, I couldn't believe it. Like, it's out of a dream. I literally could not believe it. So walking through that very briefly, going into judging, we felt pretty good. Like mid-pack, probably. We were like, okay, I think we did well.
We finished it.
Yeah.
They announced top 3. They announced top 3, and my mom and I both started thinking about, like, okay, who's in the top 3? We were not in the top 3 in our minds. We were like, okay, this is interesting. And so of course they call Sage D and they call Ben and Mike. We're like, okay, great. It's, all right, it's moving. They go Anne and Luke. And so we were just stunned to be in the top 3. Like we were like, wow, okay, this is a pleasant surprise. Like, we get to go and be up in the top. This is cool. It's a neat feeling. And then when Brickmaster Amy announces that we won the Golden Brick, I mean, that reaction of me, like, jumping backwards and going, whoa, like that's such a great photo.
I love this.
Saw like the smiles there. First of all, we're fired because it was a rapid fire challenge. Just so much joy about we left it all out there, and we had so much fun. We built from the heart, and I really think that can't be overstated about building from the heart, because when I think back to our favorite builds that we as a team put together on LEGOMaster Season 5, the ones that we had the most fun building were our, I would say, most successful builds. And so this one really was the cherry on top for us, about having so much fun as a duo, laughing and enjoying it all, and to win the Golden Brick, which only a handful of teams have done throughout the entire history of the show, was something that I was laying in bed about just leading up to the filming of the show. Was like, wow, like, what were to happen if we were to ever win the Golden Brick? Like, what would we do? I was like, I don't know what would happen. Like, it would be so really remarkable, an incredible challenge. And honestly, I would say, looking around the build room, like my mom said earlier, the builds this challenge all around were absolutely spectacular, because on paper that maybe shouldn't have been the case. I mean, you think of Batman vehicle, a lot of people are going to go black. I love the fact that it went red to spice things up. And looking around the room, everyone had something very unique, and I think everyone really did a great job capturing their era. And so it was a wildly successful challenge across the board.
But what I love about, what I would say, like, what I love about the big rig, not just because it's extremely well detailed and it's extremely unique and it has an incredible story. I mean, one of my favorite thing are the panels. The panels to me make it, because you took a structure that is pretty like you have like the Lego well, it's kind of the Lego big rig that then came out, and you have all these smooth lines and whatnot though, but you created texture where there usually isn't. And I like, you saw, oh my gosh, that is reinforced. You saw the story. Like, I saw Christopher Nolan in it, and I'm like, how do I see Christopher Nolan in this? But you really did a great job of just capturing the essence of the movie, but then building something that actually is very stunning structurally and from a typical vehicle. So I was like, oh yeah, like, and Luke are taking it like that. That is so unique. And I remember just like seeing it from across the room during the presentation and just going, oh, that's in the top. That's absolutely. So even though maybe it was all of us that were willing it, because it was like, yeah. And Amy and Jamie saw it too, because they were super impressed.
Thank you so much.
It's the truth.
I definitely echo John's points. And while I can't zoom in on this photo, you can see the texture showing through with how the light catches it. So in the sides of the panels, they had them where they were angled at different ways. And I worked on a project this last year where I built a large skirt that was for a woman to wear on the Wicked red carpet. For the Wicked for Good premiere. And we actually used the netting technique that you all used in episode 4. I used that to build out basically the fabric of what this dress would be. But with the angles and everything, when she turned and the light hit it in different ways, it sparkles. And that's something that you nailed with that beautiful big rig. The sides of it, like when lights hit it different ways, like I wish it could be on one of those pillars that spins, so that you could really see the impact. And black in general with Lego builds is hard to work with as a solid color because you lose a lot of the depth. So I thought that was a really smart move. I'm going to quickly show ours, and we're running close to time.
I'm so proud of ours.
I am too. You can see in our faces that we're tired, but we're happy. And we did it, which is good. You can see the PAL sign, which is fun. And I'm going to show one other view of it. That's this is the one that's without us in it, but that you can see a little bit more up close. So that you can see the wings that popped out to the sides. The top parts of those wings are like the black fins, just to add a little bit more excitement to it as well. And inside, we actually spent a ton of time building lots of Lego furniture to make it as if it were Batman's like home office that he took it on the road with him. And so it has like the red phone that he calls Commissioner Gordon from, and a little bust that has a secret hidden button underneath. So I actually pulled references from a Lego set that's Batman's actual Batcave. I tried to kind of pull some similar types of ideas in that too, which was so much fun to do.
But we had so many little things to like. We had shark repellent.
Yes,
that was actually there from the TV show. And then we had like the button behind like the phone, or like the button to like a trap door. And our presentation, like, and there's a button to a trap. No one knows where it goes, but it goes somewhere.
Yeah, it was.
I'm like, we got all 3 of the judges to laugh on that one. I felt very, very proud of that. but I'm like, the stories that we had in like Cited, that was so much fun to like tell.
So much fun.
And I look back at it and I'm like, even though that POW didn't go up, it went POW right here.
Right, it went POW right here. I love that. After LEGOMasters, so as I mentioned, obviously we go home this episode, which was sad, but also John and I are still in this for the next 4 weeks, so we're going to continue to do these live streams first off.
Oh, so heck yes.
We're not going anywhere.
We're going to grill everybody. We're going to probably have you guys back, because I want to get the tea.
Yes. But yeah, so went home. It was super sad, but also it was wonderful to go back home to my husband and my pup and be back in Austin and whatever. Had this incredible experience, and got to form really what is now like one of my favorite friendships of all time with John. Like we were friends before, but now like we are best friends for life. As a result of this, which is so incredible. But yeah, like the whole experience. Yeah, please. Oh yeah.
And it is always sad when a team leaves, and we talk about the fact that as the season goes on, it gets harder and harder to say goodbye to your friends, because in the Lego community, there is that amazing creativity, but there's also that friendship. But I'm going to say it and just put it out there that when you all left, that one cut deep. That one cut differently. Primarily because of your connections to everyone in our LEGOMaster Season 5 family. So I will go on record as saying that when you're on a team and you lose that connective tissue, it cuts differently. So that was, I think it was felt on our side. It was also felt on production side. And so I said myself I was going to come up with something prettier than that, but just know how
thank you,
how important you were and continue to be to our LEGOMasters Season 5 family, and to
thank you
all of our LEGOMasters. So,
thank you so much.
No, thank you, Luke. No, I look back at what like the friendships that we're able to like keep, and like like here we are, like, you know, years later, and I'm like, oh my God, these are like some of the people that I talk to more than, you know, my best friends from college sometimes. And I'm like, I just like what we created was so unique, but what we went through was so like was just like, I would say just like hobby, not just hobby, like, but like defining. So I'm so proud of what we did, but mostly like I take for with like me all of like the fun, you know, all of like the joy and the laughter, but mostly like it's the friendships. And that's what like we've been able to, like, whenever we go to a con, whenever we, you know, talk, whenever we comment on an Instagram post, it's just like, it's just love and respect. But it's like these are like my siblings, and like these are my like family now. And it's just so much fun that we got that opportunity to have that experience.
For sure.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more. And your words are so sweet, and I really appreciate hearing those. It really was, I think the hardest part of the show to me was watching people go home each week. And when we went home, like I had a mix of super sadness and elements of relief as well, because it was like I really missed home. I really missed my husband, my pup. Like there's a lot that it was so complicated, but it was like, wow, we're never going to be in this environment again with all these people. And one thing I love about the Lego community is we have these opportunities now to connect and see each other at conventions and to check in on each other's builds. Like we still have a group chat on WhatsApp that we share. People are sharing mocks and all different types of things, which is so fun. And fast forward to it was, or I guess rewind, but fast forward from when we filmed to it was in the summer of last year during our season when it was airing. 13, I think, or maybe 15 of our 22 were at Brick Rodeo. And that was so much fun. And y'all were there. And it was like, oh my gosh, it was so cool to see so many people. So I love that we have these opportunities to like catch up with each other, to connect and that kind of thing. So all that said, first off, thank you again for being our special guests for today. We were super treated well with the fact that it was this super surprise that you won, which is so fun. So I love that we got to share that with y'all and brag on y'all and give you some time to really hopefully hear from everyone in the chat and whatnot about how wonderful y'all are. You mentioned Brickworld Chicago. Are there other places that you're planning to go for conventions or other things that are coming up?
We will see what the future holds.
Sounds good. Yeah.
We have not stopped building. It has maybe slowed down now that I've entered the real working world. And the commute, I get back, I'm like, where's all my time gone? But we'll see. We'll certainly see we really look forward to, most of all, connecting with people that we've seen year after year, whether they be from LEGOMasters, whether they be people we've known growing up and going through the LEGO community, people we interact with online. So if and when we make it out again, we will make our presence known. At least you'll be able to see one of us if we're there.
Yeah, that works. That works. And also, I'm bringing it up larger to show in the bottom left corner, we've got Luke 99 Studios. So that's where you can find Luke on Instagram. Any other platforms as well that you're on, or main one there?
Thank you for asking. Thank you for the shout out. I appreciate it. Instagram is the best way to get in touch with both me and my mom. Feel free to reach out and say hi. We always love connecting at Luke 99 Studios. I've got my website, luke99studios.com, where I've got the full portfolio of my projects. And if you want to learn about me and us, even outside of Lego, that's a great place. And then my YouTube channel as well, Luke 99 Studios, if you really want to go back in the archives of, what Lego was middle school Luke up and into. So
I love that.
First off, I did not know this. And I just typed in Luke 99 Studios because I have not been to your website, and I cannot wait to get lost in it after this.
Right? Yeah. I just dropped it in the chat too for everyone to see. So I have it set up to where I can share links in there, but others can't. So if there's any other links too that you want to share afterward, I'm happy to add them to the chat too. And then I want to share one thing that, so first off, Philip's so sweet. Philip's my husband, by the way. So my husband every day. But one of the things that I thought was super, super sweet that I loved in this episode was as John and I were saying bye and the farewell notes, John said, I hope we can inspire other LGBTQ builders out there to build something awesome and build something that represents them. And I just have to say, I'm so grateful both for this experience, for the friendship with John, for the family that we got with LEGOMasters, but also for the opportunity for the two of us to be representatives of the queer community. And it's still Pride Month. We're just wrapping up, which is lots of fun.
We are.
It's been so wonderful and such a joy to get to share that, both with you and then also to get to share it in other spaces as well. So I want to show, or I'm also going to drop another link in here. One of my favorite things to come out of this experience is John and I got to be interviewed by GLAAD, which is an organization that focuses on LGBTQ media. So that's the link for that, but it talks about the importance of representation in media. And I would say I feel very, very much like the show did everybody justice in terms of sharing beautiful, authentic, real storylines that felt to me as true to the people that we are. Like none of it felt fabricated or anything. And I felt like our story arc, if you will, from beginning to end with our 6 episodes was really, really sweet. So, so yes, definitely check out that article. John works wonders with reaching out to different people as well. And we got a couple different interviews where we got to talk about this piece in particular, which was so sweet. So, so John, you'd mentioned Slopes you're going to?
I'll be at Slopes. I will be in Salt Lake City later on this year, but of course, I will be at Brick Rodeo in just a few weeks.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So if I know it's like here before we know it.
I know.
It is.
I'm overwhelmed.
I know. But yeah. So brickrodeo.org, and then you can check out brickslopes.com for more information there. But yes, I will be at both. Those are the only 2 I'll probably be at this year, and then we'll see. But I'm just like with Luke, we'll see what the future holds. I would love to be at more cons next year, but Luke, I'll just be honest in saying it just gets more challenging as you progress in your career. It just is like, it's just a juggle. It just, yes. And it's just like, I would say it's like, you have to make time for this. And it is impossible, but there's never a right time. There's never a perfect time. So you just got to go. Just go.
And that makes it all the more special too when it does happen, which is wonderful. True. So
exactly. But I say that now, like with a little bit more like distance from like you're just starting out. So like you're going into battle. You've got like you drive that 18-wheeler right through like the first couple of years of like your career and just keep going and. We'll be there. We'll be down the road. We'll be waiting for you.
I love that analogy. I'm totally using that.
I love it.
That's perfect.
Love it. I'll be at Rodeo. I will likely be at Slopes now, so that's looking like it's moving towards yes, which is exciting. And I'll also be in Montreal at something called Le Summit de la Brick, which I'm excited about, and that'll be in
so
October.
excited for that too.
Yeah, and John is available for any type of support and coaching and cheering you on all the time. So
I'm a professional. Yeah, like I'm like your professional publicist.
I love it.
I can be your legal representation. I can be your publicist. I can be your social media, like image consultant and your marketing, agent. And I can also sometimes build a circle. Not well, but I can try.
Oh, you can.
Yes, I can. I can now. I can now.
Yes. Awesome. Well, thank you all again so much for joining. Thanks everyone in the chat for hanging in there with us too, and going a little bit long too tonight. But so grateful to have y'all. So cool. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. This is an absolute dream. Fantastic getting to talk through the Batman episode with you both.
Good.
Congrats too. And congratulations for winning it. I mean, seriously.
Yes. And so we'll be back next week, John and I, with another set of special guests to talk about the Masquerade episode. So we'll see you same bat time, same bat channel.
Oh, I love that. Nice.
All right. Bye, friends. Build kindness.
Bye, everybody.